Hi friends, and welcome to quite possibly the most meaningful skincare review that I personally can ever publish on this channel. Today's video will be my 1-month review and results of the Manyo Korean skincare brand, more specifically focused on the Bifida collection. Like all of my videos, I will have timestamps and links in the description box below. What we're going to do in today's video is I'm going to start by telling you all about my experience using these products. Then we're going to try to talk about the science. We're gonna try. And then I will take you through each of the products that I have been trying for this past month. As a quick disclaimer, I did work with Manyo in the past. Today's video is a combination of products that they had sent me, as well as a few more that I purchased with my own money. And as always, if you would like to help support the channel, you can feel free to use one of my discount codes on YesStyle or StyleVana. But as mentioned, I do want to start out this video by telling you all about my experience. And it's very important for me to tell you that I did this trial in kind of a very different way from the way I usually do these skincare trials. I threw myself into this one. I made an entire Manyo Bifida routine and I followed it day and night. I didn't use anything else aside from the occasional adapalene and vitamin C in the morning, but everything else was all Manyo all the time. If you're familiar with my skin type, you might be going, is that a good idea, Alice? Well, no, it wasn't, but I'm still glad I did it. It wasn't because I do have acne. And what I ended up determining in doing this trial is that Bifida, I'm going to say good things about it, but I don't think that it is an acne treatment on its own. I feel like this is probably going to be a long video no matter what I do, so let me quickly tell you about a story for me going to see my optometrist. While I was there, he told me that one of the things he deals with is people coming in with their glasses and saying, hey, listen, I've been wearing my glasses so long now, and yet still when I take them off, my vision is still bad. It's amazing how I can be very aware of that situation and the flaws therein, and probably those of you that wear glasses are also going, oh my goodness. But somehow I kind of did do the same thing with my my lack of acne care. Did I just think my acne was gonna go away? Is that what I thought? But to walk you through what happened, for about, honestly, 3 weeks of using Manyo, I was very simply this meme. And in week 4, a lot of things happened. I had quite a bit of stress in my life, and I didn't even tell you all the full story. There's more. But anyway, who cares? It's not relevant. I had a difficult week. I started breaking out. So here I was, almost 4 full weeks into Manyo and Bifida, a product and brand that I really believed in, and my skin was not looking good. So I decided, you know what? Let's do this a little bit more of the conventional way. I'm going to start adding in my acne care. I'm going to remove some products that admittedly have known allergens in them. And that's where I saw the results of Bifida. As always, I'm coming on camera with fully barefaced, unfiltered skin, and I cannot believe how fast I cleared these breakouts. And so in the end, what I believe this Bifida family of ingredients did for my skin is it really strengthened my skin's barrier so that when I did everything right, my skin could bounce back so fast. And with that said, let's move into part 2, the science. I was a bit of a skeptic going into this because first of all, I was going, Bifida? What kind of bifidobacterium? That is so open-ended. But it turns out we are talking specifically about B. longum ruder, and I just cannot even put into words how much. Of course it's B. longum. Of course it is. This is where I kind of feel I should talk at least a little bit about how I have worked on this. I have published studies on this, but please know I am not a skincare expert. I am a nutritional scientist who has worked a lot with probiotics. I don't really like bringing this up in my videos because I worry that people might take this idea of me being a scientist in one thing and apply it to me being an expert in something else. No, I'm a skincare hobbyist. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about my own work. It's just, it was very odd to see the way that these studies are framed because they're actually looking at the same parameters we do in nutritional science. They're looking at pro-inflammatory cytokines, but also, of course, they are because we use probiotics for their immune function. So it absolutely makes perfect sense that we would be looking at topical postbiotics for their immune benefits. Now listen, as a scientist myself, primary literature and research will always be of utmost importance to me, and so I'm incredibly pleased to tell you there are studies into Bifida ferment lysate, and they are coming out right now. One of the main studies that I used for this video was published in May of 2023. Glad we did this video on the exact timeline that we did. But in terms of what I want to talk about today, I want to open this section by talking about a study that came out in 2021, probably my favorite to read because it's got some fantastically shady moments in it. Here, let me read you part of it. So they're talking about the problem of these postbiotic ingredients being represented as probiotics, and they say, the internet, the use of words to reach the first page of search engines, that's called SEO, very familiar with it, and the use of pseudo-experts for promotion. My God. Beautiful. A lot of the focus on this article is the problem of the cosmetic industry, kind of just the problem of marketing in terms of why are we using the word probiotic? Well, we're using it because that's the word that is going to appear on the first page of your search engine results. It's not going to be postbiotics. People are not familiar with this word, and yet it's absolutely postbiotics. You do not have living organisms in these products. And it is complicated even more when brands like Tula, who is a doctor-owned brand, use the word probiotics. I mean, they did get in trouble for it, if you all recall, but yeah, it has never been probiotics. It's always been postbiotics in these products. And the important part to understand is that's good. You still get benefits from these non-living bacteria in your products. In fact, you might even get more benefits because you don't have to worry about keeping these bacteria alive in these products, which would require refrigeration, it would drive the costs up, it would be a lot more complicated. But through the breakdown of these probiotic ingredients, you still see benefits. They did point out how we still have to assay what it is exactly that is in the breakdown of these probiotics. It's, again, surprising that that hasn't already been done. But nonetheless, we do have studies looking at results in a human population. One of the most beautiful studies that was done with this ingredient came out in 2010. They have a fantastically layperson-friendly name for this article, an ingredient for reactive skin. I love it. This is a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study with 66 participants, 33 of whom got the Bifida ferment lysate, 33 of whom got the control. And the results of this study are really fascinating and really in line with what I experienced. In terms of how they measure skin reactivity, they used a tape study where they put tape on your skin, pull it off, and kind of see how your skin is handling that. Listen, for 2 months, this didn't show improvement. But 2 months in, take note of that, 2 months in, the Bifida group did experience this increase in skin resistance. And I think this can really have some practical applications. One thing that I was thinking about is if you're somebody who experiences that dryness in the winter from the change in the seasons, Bifida might be a really good ingredient to help strengthen your skin against that. Now, within 1 month, they noticed a decrease in skin dryness in the Bifida group, and that, again, is something that I can sit here right now and tell you I do not feel like my skin is as dry as usual. My skin feels so much more normal, and it feels so much more hardy. Now, that most recent study that I talked about that just came out a month ago, that's going to be the most dense reading. It was a study where I kind of had to remind myself quite a few times that I'm not reading for work TNF-alpha, interleukin-8, it was a bit confusing. But it is a really interesting study if you want to dive deeper into this topic. It does talk about the parameters for healthy skin and the role that this Bifida ingredient plays. Let's get into product reviews. I know some of you came to this video for this, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with all the Bifida products first, and then I will talk at the end of this video about a few more. I'm going to kind of rank these Bifida products in terms of my favorite to least favorite, which means there is no product in this video that I enjoyed more than this one. And I don't think anybody will really be surprised by this. The Bifida Biome Complex Ampoule, in my opinion, is the star of the show. It is packed with those Bifida ingredients. It has 10 different types of hyaluronic acid. It has 3 of your active constituents of cica. It has peptide ingredients. It is fragrance-free, and it is cosmetically elegant. And it is the product that I want to continue using. I am actually about halfway through, because it's a giant bottle, halfway through after morning, evening use, and a little bit more from a couple months ago. So it lasts a long time, and again, it's the star of the show. This is the product I recommend the most if you are interested in delving into this world. As far as the claims on this product, I was kind of thinking about how it might sound a little underwhelming the way they've worded it. They're saying on here 5 types of probiotics. But as that article so eloquently stated, it's postbiotics, it's not living bacteria in here, and that's a-okay. But they say it thoroughly pampers damaged skin, while tenfold hyaluronic acid fortifies moisturizing barriers. You know, again, I just feel like what people really care about is anti-aging and anti-acne. Let me tell you honestly, the journey of skincare, this is how it goes. You wake up one day, you look in the mirror, and you go, I'm so tired of my skin looking like garbage. I want it to look better. I'm gonna go buy all the products that say they are super strong and are gonna do all these great things. You're gonna go buy 20% AHA products. You're gonna buy the strongest retinol you can find, even though its percentage is most likely a lie through the complex loophole. And then your skin is gonna look worse than you started, and you're gonna go, what happened? Where did I go wrong? Well, you have to take care of your skin first. And again, that's what this product does. In my opinion, this is a skin health product, and that's why I love it, and that's why after using it, I don't want to quit using this. My second pick out of the Bifida products is one that's so in line with my skin type. I'm sure you saw earlier in the video, it is dry and acne prone, and it is the Bifida Biome Concentrate Eye Cream. Less because this is an eye cream, although I do like it as an eye cream, and more just because this texture is really what I wish their other cream was. Now, it's the right texture for my dry skin type, whereas the other products maybe feel a little more in line with combination or oily skin types. I used this as an eye cream exclusively for 3 weeks, and I was just not making any progress through this, even though I loved the texture of it. So in the last week, I started plowing through it because I decided to just throw it all over my entire face, and wow, it's such a good face cream. I mean, it's small, you'll go through it quickly if you use it as a face cream, but it's a wonderful texture for a drier skin type, and a little light as an eye cream otherwise. As for the ingredients, it shares a lot of similarity with the Ampoule, although this one does have more peptide ingredients, including nonapeptide 1, that brightening peptide ingredient, which I think does make it a good choice for the under eye area. Alas, for me personally, I'm still gonna tell you, I think that this is a great eye serum, and this is kind of an optional eye cream. Although I did enjoy it, I think that I would love to see Manyo make a face cream that has this texture. Oh, it'd be so perfect. My next pick is where I'm kind of getting into the products that I feel you'll like more if you have combination or oily skin. So I've got to say, the Bifida Biome Ampoule Toner is such a good value. Gosh, this is such a huge product, 400 milliliters of product. It's a great toner option. They say that it is subacidic. I did take the pH of this, and I was getting between about 5.5 and 6.0. And it also contains some exfoliating ingredients in the form of PHA, specifically lactobionic acid. That's very interesting. I feel like we don't see that specific form of PHA too often. Now, I do know that some people will most likely not be super pleased with the ingredients list here. We do see witch hazel water listed higher, but I do want to point out a few things. While witch hazel is considered to be an astringent ingredient, formulation is everything. It's everything. You can't just say because something has an ingredient in it, the final product is that ingredient. What I would say is that if you are looking for a hydration first product, this isn't the product that I would recommend for you. They say that it tones and helps with increasing the absorption of products afterwards, and I would agree with that. I think this actually is kind of a toning toner, but not in a stripping way. Next up, a product that I almost finished, and while that might sound like it's a great thing, I almost finished it because it's a little bit too light for me, and that is the Bifida Biome Aqua Barrier Cream. This is probably going to be such a good choice for, for people that do have more combo or oily skin, but if you have dry skin, I just feel like it's not enough. It's just not enough moisture for my skin type. I really tried to make it work for me, but I think that, as I was saying in my new skincare try-on, I think that with my skin type, I need to go with a cream, even in the summer. So again, it is a beautiful ingredients list. It's probably wonderful if you are combination or oily, but if you have a drier skin type like I do, you might find yourself in the situation of really wishing that the texture of this was more like the eye cream. And then finally, and I guess I'll just mention this in passing, I did buy the Bifida Biome Deep Sleeping Mask, and I don't think this is still on the market. It's so frustrating when I buy these products and test them out and am ready to give you a full review only to realize I think it's being discontinued or else reformulated. I don't think it's a big deal though. I suspect a lot of people don't really love the tub situation. It is kind of, a bit of a pain to have to find a scoop, the whole ordeal. So in passing, I'll say I didn't mind it. It has a texture of your usual sleeping mask, but I don't think it's a big loss if it is being discontinued or reformulated. It'd be nice if they put it in a tube. That would be excellent, actually. Let's talk about a handful of other products from Manyo. So I did buy the Galac Whitening Vita Serum. And as I mentioned, I did decide not to try this on my face because, to my surprise, while the Bifida collection was fragrance-free, this does contain some orange oil, and I just didn't feel like taking the risk on my face. But after using it on my chest area, I don't think this is one that I'll personally repurchase. It has promise in some aspects. It has some of my favorite vitamin C, sodium ascorbyl phosphate, vitamin C derivative. And can you kind of see the little dots floating in this? Maybe if I do this, maybe you'll be able to see it. There's just some kind of spots in it. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but my point here was I think that's the vitamin C, and so ultimately I feel like this is probably just a low concentration of sodium ascorbyl phosphate. I would instead look for a product that discloses the amount of vitamin C. Vitamin C is one of those ingredients where you do get benefits from a low concentration of it in terms of antioxidant activity, but in terms of the results that I think a lot of people are going for, the hyperpigmentation fighting aspects, the collagen boosting benefits, you really do want to make sure that you are using a higher concentration, particularly of L-ascorbic acid, which does have the most research backing it, although we are starting to see some more research into the derivatives as well. This is all to say I will probably finish this. I mean, I quite liked it as a chest and neck serum, but I don't think I'll repurchase it, and I don't think I'll probably ever make this a face serum personally. Let's chat about the Pure Cleansing Oil, which is one of Manyo's best sellers. I do like this cleansing oil. It has the texture that I look for in a cleansing oil. I like it to be a little bit thicker. It just makes it easier for me to work with on my face. However, it too does contain some of those essential oil ingredients. Again, you may have heard it is okay for a lot of people to use essential oils in the cleansing step, but always take that with a grain of salt. Yes, that does work for a lot of people, but so do leave-on essential oils. It always comes down to what works for you, and what works for one person may or may not work for another person. In the end, it's alright. I don't think I will personally repurchase it, but given the texture and the sensorial experience, I see why it's popular. And then finally, the Pure and Deep Cleansing Foam, which is a true cleansing foam. It is very similar to many other K-Beauty cleansing foam options you've probably tried. It works. It will probably be a better option for people with oily to combination skin types. But if you do ever find yourself in a situation like I do, where I end up with these kind of products, as a heads up, these do work really well for shaving. Just a little bit too stripping for my skin type, but yeah, works really, really well for shaving. That's it for today's video. I hope it's not too long. I hope it was helpful. As always, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all next time.